Welcome to 9 Minutes Motivation at 9 a.m. I am Deepak and my life is beautiful as I am older because I work as worship. So welcoming all of you on Zoom and all of you are here online, offline together. Let's begin the celebration of 1000th episode together. Here I have the cake and this 1000 number I dedicate to myself. Hey, 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 hey. ऊपर होगा. Thank you, 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 thank you. Cheers. Thank you so much. Let's take it from here. हिलना मत, हिलना मत. हाँ. Thank you all for. So we are Zoom पे है ना अपन लोग? Or we are on live, no? Okay. So you are live. All of you are live. Means you are alive. So it's a very, very. I'm thinking, can we have all the keywords of today motivation only? It's a very motivating feeling right now to sit and talk. Just now, recently, we coined this term, talk on the rock. How long you have to drink on the rock? Talk on the rock. First, I thought I will prepare the entire thing in my mind and talk to all of you for 1 hour. Those of you have been regularly watching 9 Minutes Motivation. In fact, I wanted to call Vidya and tell Mummy ko bhi leke aa jao at least. That way I will be. Some sessions can be live. I think this is the first live session like that in 1000 days together. Yes, sir, I'll just flow. I think if I have to speak on what true motivation is, then I don't have to prepare because life does not give you a chance to prepare. Life is not something where you can prepare from your maturity, your intelligence, your experiences, and you can always be surprised the way life throws situations at you which you are not even anticipating or thinking it will ever occur in your life. But still, you have to prepare. But life is to live. To live is to live life impromptu. You don't know what next morning will bring in your life. This is only in the context of people who are growing human beings. People who are not growing human beings. When I say growing human beings, which means they have aspirations, they have ambitions, they want to grow in life. Their life is very unpredictable. Those people who have given up in life, who have resigned to life for whatever reasons, and they think that's how life should be, itna hi karna hai. Their life is not surprising. Their life is very predictable. They know tomorrow morning you have to get up, go to office, come back from the office, done, 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 done. Everything is routine. Everything is a drill for their life. People like all of us who are right now, whether you're online or offline with me, we are come together because we always wanted to grow in life. We wanted to keep doing something better than the previous day, or we look forward for a better life already. Not that we live a bad life, but always the scope is to live a better life than what we live. So for people like you and me, life is very unpredictable because it's always changing, because growth is nothing but change. Change is equal to growth. And that which does not change, does not grow is what we have learned. And that what does not grow dies. And so much of change happens on a daily basis. So for people like you and me who grow regularly, gradually, or consistently, for us, our life is very unpredictable, which is the most exciting part of life. So I thought let's go with this flow of true motivation is, and this 1 hour of true motivation is actually dedicated to this 1000th episode of 9 minutes motivation at 9 a.m. Let me share a few things, and then I will get into the subject. Uh, those of you have also attended Gayatri Mantra chanting with me on the first of every month when we chant 108 Gayatri Mantra. At the 100th Gayatri Mantra, I will always tell you 100 complete, 8 more to go. And then we count. So, to tell all of you, 1000 complete, 8 more 9 minutes motivation to go. And after that, we'll complete the journey of 9 minutes motivation, because 1008 is a very complete number. Would have been 108, but 108 is very small. It is not very motivating to us. 108 is, oh, I say kar leta hu. 108 days is big deal, no issues. 1008 days we have done, and it's thing it should create a completion by itself. So 1000 complete, 8 more to go, and I think by 2nd of September we'll complete 1008 episodes of 9 minutes motivation, which again becomes a very complete number 1008. That is also my date of birth, 1008. Also, the number is 9, which is a very complete number, holistic number. We'll complete 9 minutes motivation by 1008 episode. So I thought today is the day to announce to all of you 1000 complete, 8 more to go. Every ending is a new beginning. Every ending is a new beginning. And there is never an end in life, including your life and my life whenever we die. It's an ending, but it's a beginning of next journey, next soul. And the soul continues to take the new birth, rebirth, and it goes on. So every ending is actually a new beginning. You resign from one company, it's an ending in that company, but it's a beginning in another company. Or you can choose not to be in employment anymore, and then the ending can go into a new beginning. You become an entrepreneur by yourself, you become self-employed. It's a new beginning. Ending of a relationship is also a beginning of something else. Every ending is, in another way, is a new beginning. So after we complete 1008 episodes of 9 minutes motivation at 9 a.m., that will end, and we'll begin with something new. And if 9 minutes was very crisp for you, I mean, crisping it even more further, I think with the experience in life, you realize as you grow in life, uh, initially you have to speak so much for people to understand. Then with maturity, you realize इतना बोलने का जरूरत नहीं है. Less you can explain and people can understand. As you keep growing in life, I think the amount of explanation also reduces. You can take example of relationship also. In relationship, initially when you are married, you have to speak a lot to make even small things to be made understood to the other person. And as you keep growing in relationship, you realize after some time it's waste of time. बोलने का जरूरत नहीं, they'll understand. And as you grow in relationship, like today Vaishali and me almost together for 23, 24 years together. So many of you also must be 15 years. And now we don't have to speak so much. When we see each other, we come to know what our intentions are there. Message is delivered to the eyes only. You don't even need to use the tongue. So the more you grow in maturity, the more it becomes crispier. In fact, initially you really have to do a lot of bhajan, kirtan, all these things to get a glimpse of your God. as you grow in age and grow in experiences, you can just close the eyes and you can feel connected. And that's how maturity keeps growing in life. I realize an entire day session can be explained in 2 hours. A 2 hour session can be now explained in 9 minutes motivation. I think 9 minutes motivation also can be done in even more small. The story goes, which has really made an impact to all of us, including me, that the kingdom was going through a very difficult phase in life, and they were all struggling, and they're not able to have even next square meal, and the economy of the country or the kingdom was going down. And the king of the kingdom called his ministers and said, I'm giving you 7 days. In 7 days, come with some kind of understanding by which the kingdom can revive itself and start flourishing again. And 7 days only. 7 days later, if you don't come with, king's का एक ही रहता है, करो या मरो. All the ministers apply their head, come back in 7 days with one nice book. This is the constitution which we have written. If every citizen of this kingdom can live by this constitution, I think we'll start flourishing again and will become an economic well-being will happen to our kingdom. So everybody should read this book. Ho jayega. King took the book, threw in the corner, and said, I only will not read such a big book. Where others will read? I'm giving you one more week, make it a little more short and crisp. Otherwise, karo ya maro. 7 days later, ministers put all the head together and come with one single page, one-page constitution, and tell King, I think this is the best way to do it. King says, wow, they are brilliant people. Whole book you crystallize into one sheet of paper, brilliant. But as I want to, before reading, I want to say, if one book can become one page, I think one page can also be a little more crispier. So I'm giving you 7 more days. Come with little more short version of it. Who will read the entire page? Who will memorize and who will remember? It throws the paper. 7 days. Karo ya maro. 7 days later, they come with one single paragraph. King says, you guys are brilliant. I am so proud to have ministers like you. If a book became page, a page become a paragraph, I think a paragraph can be still reduced to something more crystallized into the whole thing. 7 days. Kya? Karo ya maro. 7 days later, they come and give 3 words and tell King, I think this is the best we could do. इसके बाद आपको मारना है तो मार दो, लेकिन इससे कम नहीं होगा. लेना तो लो, नहीं तो आगे बढ़ो. 3 words. King said, that's it. This is what I was looking for. I think if every citizen of this kingdom can live by these 3 words, I think we can just revive the entire economy of this country, and we can become superpower, and we can be flourishing good, and this blah, blah, blah. Getting excited. And next moment, the entire team goes to all the villages, and everybody is told to live by these 3 words. And without that, they will not end their day. And everybody, within 6 months, the kingdom was back to flourishing times. The kingdom was back to great times. People were having a lot of money. The country was making a lot of money. And it was like, king was, this is brilliant. And the 3-word constitution changed lives of so many people and the entire kingdom. And after I heard those 3 words, I think it took me some time to digest the whole thing. Is it really possible? But I think that made all the difference. And if today a lot of people ask me, what is the motivation behind my motivation? Then one of the motivation are these 3 words which actually changed my life. And after listening from me, so many more people, their lives have changed. Just 3 words. And so try to make all of you understand. Whole day can be explained in 2 hours. 2 hours can be explained in 9 minutes. Then 9 minutes can be explained in 3 minutes. Right or not right? So I thought after 1008 episode of 9-minute motivation gets over, we should start something much more crispier. I don't want to define any time for it, but it will be called as, since we launch on 10th August, a very beautiful future for all of us, School of Your Life. SOUL. Soul. Soul is going to be the future of all of us. Then from after we complete 1008 episode, we'll start something new, and that will be called as Soul Salute for the day. So every morning there will be a soul salute, Not for 9 minutes, not for 5 minutes, not for 4 minutes also. I'll see if I can explain to you something or give something to you, something like a daily dose of happiness, daily dose of inspiration, daily dose of love, daily dose of success, or something. Even 9 minutes crispier, it was like rasmalai. You to still eat it. It should be like on pop up, dal diya, goli andar, and you should be able to move with that. So that will be. We'll name it as Soul Salute after we complete 1008 episode of 9 minutes motivation. Three of them are asking, वो सब ठीक है, वो तीन words कौन सा है? वो तीन वर्ड तो तुम खा लिया बीच में गायब कर दिया, वो तीन वर्ड कौन सा है? I know it. I don't want you to go with incomplete cycle. क्या three words है? The three words which minister gave and the king absolutely immediately agreed were no free lunch. No free lunch. And every man and woman in that kingdom has to live by these three words: no free lunch, no free meals. Which means from the time you wake up in the morning till your breakfast, if you are not done justice to yourself and to your work and to your life, you don't have right to have your breakfast. From breakfast till lunchtime, if you're not delivered, if you're not done justice to your life and produced or gave what you had to give to the world, you don't have any right to lunch. From lunchtime to dinner time, if you're not done justice to what you were supposed to do for your progress, for your growth, or for wherever you're working or wherever family is, you don't have right to your dinner. No free meals, no free lunch. And every man and woman of that kingdom made sure in the entire day that they did what they had supposed to be doing for their living or upbringing or lifting the standard of life. They did everything, and without that, they did not take their lunch. They did not take their meals, and that's the story of everybody's life. Because पेट का भूख सबसे खतरनाक भूख है. It can make people do everything. As in fact, whenever we have been into nature or outside program and 9 minutes motivation, when we do it, and I still tell you that 9 minutes motivation is over, now we can go and have breakfast, because till that we don't do it, there's no excitement about the whole thing. And if everybody can bring in this discipline or this mental philosophy or this uh, oath or a promise or whatever you want to give a name to it, no matter what, I will deliver what has to be delivered before that meal or before the next meal. I think if everybody becomes accountable, because see, I don't have a boss. I'm the boss of my organization. I'm the boss of my life. I don't take anybody's permission to do what I want to do in my life. So for me, getting into indiscipline mode is much higher than anybody else. And those people like me who have no bosses to themselves, the chances of them getting into indiscipline is very important. It is very easy for them. So I have made myself accountable to one boss called my food. I should be worthy of the food that I'm going to eat. It should be worth my salt. So I have made my food as my boss. If I have not done work or if I have not done justice to my work or my life, I will not go and have my food, and I become accountable to it. So then I know I am supposed to deliver this, and I end up delivering, because this practice I have been doing from the time I understood the whole thing. I think it's almost 25 years now. 25 years this practice has been there. If I have not done justice to what I'm supposed to, I don't touch my food. And that motivates me, that excites me, that keeps me accountable. We all need somebody to be accountable to. Sometimes there are people whom we are accountable to, but those people like me who don't have bosses or who are rebels by nature, if you don't have somebody or something to accountable to, you'll not grow. Chances of you getting lost is very, 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 very easy. So that is the story part is no free lunch. But the idea to discuss with all of you is, if it can be crisped into something much more beautiful, much more simpler thing, nothing like it. So starting from 3rd of September, soul salute to life every morning. We'll see how do we take it forward from here. People ask me what is motivation. Everybody has their own explanation of motivation. Here's my take on this. True motivation, being very layman's language, not giving them in a very philosophical definition or something. In a layman's language, motivation basically means you have fresh emotion. That's it. Every morning you get up, or every time of the day, you should have fresh emotion. How you feel fresh in the morning when you take bath? When you take bath in the morning and you feel so fresh, you feel wow. And you know that whole freshness keeps going down, even if you have taken bath with the most expensive uh, soap or shampoo, or you use the expensive perfumes on your body. Still, towards the day, an hour later, maybe a couple of hours later, maybe after, by the evening, you feel sluggish. You feel what is motivation is. Suppose how you feel in the morning when you're taken bath. If you can have the same physical feel till the end of your day, then I think you feel you're like abhi bathroom se bahar nikla hai. No, just out of the bathroom and you feel so fresh. That's for me motivation. What happens on a physical level, it should be happening on the mental level and emotional level. That you're always bathed your mind. You're always bathed your heart, and you're always with fresh thoughts and fresh emotion. That is called motivation. Plain simple. And that's what I enjoy about my days, is because at any point of the day, you meet me, you be with me, and I won't have those stale thoughts. I won't have stale emotions. I have fresh emotions. I always keep fresh thoughts in my mind. So much keeps happening. In fact, those people along with me always, they keep asking me every day something new. You come with some humor, some moments of laughter, some moments of intensity, some moments of understandings of life. How do you do that? But that's what I've told myself. Motivation does not mean, come on, you can do that. You basically what? If you always have fresh, मेटाफर इज सिंपल. मेटाफर इज नहाने के बाद जैसा महसूस होता है ना, वैसा अगर 24 घंटे महसूस हो जाए, at physical level also, at mental emotional level also, and including spiritual level, then that is called motivation. Always being with fresh emotion. Fresh emotion from people. From last 3 days I'm sad. Come on, yeah, be freshly sad. I still feel it is better than to have same sadness. But 30 साल the same problem. 30 years, your same sadness. You're carrying. I don't carry sadness into my future. I don't feel sad, I feel disappointed. Somebody was very surprised and shocked. You don't get sad. I said, no, it's not possible. It's unreal. I said, in my world, unreal word is not there. A very beautiful word for it. What do you people say? It's a surreal. In my world, there is no word called unreal. Everything is surreal. You know what is the meaning of surreal? Fact with fantasy. A combination of fact and fantasy. And that's what it is. We have seen, those of you who get a chance to live with me 24/7, especially in monks and nature programs, you see everything is fact and fantasy. It's like, wow, ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है यार? How we can have double rainbows? How we can suddenly have rain? How suddenly can this such a beautiful? कहाँ से आ गया? It's all very surreal. It is fact, but it is also very fantasy. That's how life should be. Surreal. Nothing is unreal here. Real is sometimes so boring. Real is very crude. It is unreal is like it's all about being surreal. For me, that is motivation. True motivation is this much only. Then I can add lot of masala to it, lot of spice to it. But the only challenge that you will ever have in life. That is why every morning when I should take 9 minutes motivation, my idea was to, can I give you a new thought process? Paneer hai, but just paneer is real. Paneer butter masala surreal. Golden paneer unreal. Gold wrap paneer unreal. वो unreal है. Paneer is real. इतना boring है वो, only कौन खाएगा? Then you add some masala to it. It's look fresh. Paneer is fresh, freshly. You know, you can take any example. But Deepak, I eat aloo. Okay, aloo. India's favorite dish, national vegetable of India, potato. Everybody becomes also like that only. जैसा खाओ अन्न वैसा होगा तन. People start becoming like potato after some time. एकदम क्या क्या उबड़ खाबड़. The first message came from moon after India landed. Chandrayaan was that only. All of you who have called your women as तू चांद का टुकड़ा है, तू चांद जैसे खूबसूरत है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. चांद में कोई खूबसूरती नहीं है, खड्डे ही खड्डे भरे हुए हैं. All women have been depressed from the time they have messages from there. Fresh emotion. Aloo hi hai. Let's take, for somebody life is paneer. For somebody life is aloo only. Full time aloo only. Then aloo mein bhi hai na. Then you add more different. Sometimes it is dum aloo. Sometimes it is French fries. Sometimes it is aloo ka paratha. Sometimes it is aloo gobi. Sometimes it is aloo bindi. Sometimes it is aloo mirchi. Sometimes it is boiled aloo. Sometimes it is smashed aloo. Sometimes it is cut aloo. Sometimes it is small aloo. Sometimes it is pura ka pura aloo. But that's what. So the whole life is all about. Life is aloo only. Now, can you freshly cook it every day as per your taste? That you should be able to do for yourself on a mental, emotional level. That's motivation. Motivation is living every moment with fresh emotion, no stale thoughts, no stale emotions. That's motivation. That's the motivation. Something went wrong in the morning or something went disappointing in the morning and you still hold it for next 24 hours or 10 hours, 12 hours. You're holding a stale emotion here. Come on, refresh it. Because if you don't refresh the page on the system, what happens? It gets hanged or it is not working properly. Sometimes refreshing the page will pura setting badalta hai. I think you will learn to pick up a resetting or refreshing button to yourself every time you feel ढीला हो गया. Refresh. So the whole idea of 9 minutes motivation every morning was to give you something to trigger your thought process, sometimes to trigger your thought process, sometimes to trigger your emotions, sometimes to trigger your work culture, something. Keep giving something new to all of you because we all look forward for something new. In fact, after one point of time, people used to come and watch 9 minutes motivation only to find out आज क्या बोलेगा. Almost all topics are covered. Now what he will tell, on what topic he will tell. And so many times I used to wake up in the morning and ask, सब तो बोल दिया यार. Almost everything I have touched, from love to happiness to spirituality to management to leadership, every possible angle I've spoken. And still, the beauty of life is when you look for something, you always find it, provided you're looking for what you're looking for. And something life will show it to me or put into my head or put into my ears or make my eyes see the whole thing, and something will get triggered. Motivation is nothing but to live every moment of your life with fresh emotions. What is your favorite song? The latest one. बचपन का सुनने अच्छा लगता है, but the motivational song is what? The motivational song is the latest hit. Latest hit. Kavalaya. And now you don't understand the meaning of it, but after maybe 6 months, you will be okay, Gana hai. But right now it looks very fresh. And there was a time when it was like Jumma, Chumma, it was very latest, no? Everywhere, club, pub, marriage, everywhere. Same song will go. It's the latest. Latest. True motivation is to live every moment with fresh set of emotions. For that, what you have to do, you do. Now you look for that, you hear for that, you smell for that, you taste for that, you search for that. That's up to you. But only to ask yourself is, my emotions are not fresh. I am feeling sad for my yesterday what happened, or morning what happened, or sometime what back. Click the refresh button. Or look for somebody who can click this, because all the time somebody cannot do it for you. I think there is enough available. There is enough available. True motivation is to see that little child of few months old trying to stand on its feet, falling, and you just watch it. Don't help. Don't go and hold him or her. Just watch it. Falls, and nobody is telling him or her to get up. They are doing by itself. They're doing by themselves. Again get up, again trip and fall, again get up and trip and fall, and try to put next step. I think that's motivation. That's motivation. Suddenly it starts raining or drizzling. And you should just watch. You want to watch from where I get motivation. That's how I get motivation. It start drizzling or suddenly start looking at the whole thing. And the way people with their own limited intelligence start finding a refuge in something, that's motivation. People take up their handkerchief. I have seen people taking a handkerchief and covering their head because it is going to rain. And I think, really, will that save you from that rain? And on top of it, that fellow does not have hair on his head. He's a baldy. I said, water will not stay anyway, it will fall down. But he still wants to. And I find motivation there. That even if he knows nothing can be done, he still wants to put his intelligence to work. कि कुछ कर सकते हैं, I can save myself. I think that's motivation. I find my motivation there. And so many times people I have seen it start raining and they just out of desperation not to get wet, they'll simply go into somebody else's umbrella. Say, please, udhar tak, please. Udhar tak, just bus stop tak. And a stranger you would have never even life ever spoken about it, but a desperation makes you to go and get into. I find my motivation there. Yes, अभी तो कर सकता है ना. On your own, you would not have done it, but some desperate moment in life, and it made you do something which is not your personal nature, and you went ahead and do that. I find motivation. That is true motivation. That's true motivation. Big things both are technically to see people without a hand or leg and still doing so many magical things in their life, in special things in life. That's always inspiring for us. But you don't get to see these people every day. But there's so much on a daily basis, right? Motivation is to tell yourself you can when actually you know you can't. That is true motivation. To tell yourself I can, when heart of the heart you actually know you can't. And you're not fighting with the world, you're fighting with yourself. मेरे से नहीं होगा, लेकिन मैं करेगा. So when I decided to do 9 minutes motivation, I had no idea. How long will I do? I don't know. But I will do it here. Anyway, I'll do it. You don't become great and then do great things in life. By doing great things on a daily basis, you become great in life. Let me do today, no. Today, will lifetime you will be able to do? I don't know whether you will be alive or not. I don't know. I will be alive or not. But today I'm alive, no. Every day is a day of opportunity. No. The best opportunity in the world, I'll tell you this. This is one thing I've realized recently is the best. People say, I never got so many opportunities. I did not get the opportunities what other people got. I said, the best opportunity for all of us, which comes to all of us, is today. इससे बेहतर मौका कोई नहीं है. क्या क्या कौन सा मौका? आज तेरे पास आज है. For me, it's very exciting. I have today, no. मैं आज क्या कर सकता है? Let me do that, no. कल का कल देखते हैं ना. And it's not a philosophy to be bragged about. It's a practice to be lived. A practice to be lived. The best opportunity is this day. And this day is still not over. Those of you right now with me here, those of you with me online, you never know. One of you might find your answer tonight. Since morning you thought, yeah, another day. It's not another day, my dear friend. It's never another day. It is the day. It is the day, because like that one day you are born, like that one day you will die, and that day will remembered by the world. The best opportunity is today. For me, it's very exciting. And how much I can do with this today is purely up to me. And that's true motivation. That's true motivation. You want to see true motivation? I've seen so many families. I've seen so many people in the families. Even if they don't like people in the family, they still go ahead and take care of the family members. That's true motivation. पटता नहीं है in-laws के साथ में. You don't go along with the in-laws. In fact, you can't stand a moment with them and then still to know that person has taken care of that in-law of theirs for years together, decades together, sometimes half a century. That's true motivation. It's not that we're doing it, but somebody should come and tell us, somebody should come and show the mirror to us. तो कर रहा है भाई, तो क्या मोटिवेशन की जरूरत है? And when you are lived enough, if you are very young here, you're in just not even 20, and if you have just started with your 20s, you're yet to see a life. But most of them who have crossed 35, 40, ऐसा क्या चीज देखा नहीं अभी तक जो देखना बचा है? We have seen almost everything, every difficult moments of our life. We have gone through it. We have gone through it. And when you're going through it, you felt you can't, but you did. Look back and look at it. And that's, for me, true motivation. To know you don't love somebody with whom you have got into relationship. It can be a marriage. It can be in workplace. You just don't like the person. And still beyond that, you still go ahead and execute your responsibilities towards the person or towards that place. I think that's true motivation. Where are you searching for? Stories, history books. Dead people don't inspire. I've seen this. Enough of quoting of dead people. They don't inspire, because I have never seen Mahatma Gandhi. I have not seen Abraham Lincoln. I have not seen those great people. I only heard stories about, but stories of dead people don't inspire anymore. We want something alive, something live in front of all of us. I think there is so much available in front of us already. कितना example do? Motivation. True motivation is to know the power of human spirit. And this one great advantage or a blessing or a privilege I have in my life is almost I know so much about people. I know so much about so many people's life, because either they came and shared with me, or I just came to know about it, and I find where else to look for motivation. There is always in everything around you. And there are time and again people have shown the power of human spirit. To see, when I went to Kalyani's daughter's marriage a couple of months ago, to be a single parent, to grow up a teenage daughter, to make her live her dream career, and then get her married to the boy of her choice, and do the entire thing single-handedly. Of course, nobody does it alone, but to create that excitement for all of us. A lot of people help. Friends are there always to take care of us. But to single-handedly take the lead and get the daughter married without a man's support, without a father's support, without a husband's support, such lavishly, I think that's motivation. That's where true motivation is. It's not in the talk, it is in the action. As much I said it to you that true motivation is having fresh emotion, also telling you the fresh emotion should be backed up with the perfect action, right action. And that action is something which is very exciting, because see, motivation is outside in, inspiration is inside out. When you live an inspired life, it is a motivation to everybody else. And you want to see motivation, because motivation can only be in action. Inspiration is in the spirit. Inspiration comes from the word itself, is inspire, in spirit. And every time you live life inspired. And every time you live inspired moments in your life, you actually get in touch with your spirit, because that time you're in spirit. Because the most amazing feature property of the spirit, the soul, is wherever the spirit touches, it grows. Wherever the spirit touches, the spirit touches the seed sown in the soil, it will grow into a plant, into a tree, into fruits. The spirit touches the sperm and the ovum, and it will grow into a child, into a human being, into a great leader, legend. To a point, I have seen a spirit touches a rock and rock starts growing. There's a power of spirit. So when you are inspired, when you say, I'm inspired, or when you live inspired, you live in spirit, you are in touch with the spirit, and that is the moment you progress. There's a moment you start expanding yourself. And that is why this whole life to live inspired. And I know because of me living, not because I wanted to motivate all of you, that came later. The idea was not to motivate you. The idea was for me to live an inspired life, not to impress anybody or to motivate anybody. The idea was, if I can overcome my own demons, if I can overcome my own limitations, if I can overcome my own flaws, if I can go beyond my own limitations, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Beyond this, what is there? I want to go and see that. And that made me live life in spirit. And because that inspiration was there to go and see what I have not seen, the moment I lived inspired, life started expanding. And because life started expanding, I know 25 years ago, just like any other boy or girl sitting there, listening to my teachers, I started getting inspired. I wanted to grow. And for me to grow, the spirit has to touch me. It's not all the time sitting in meditation, my dear friends. Sometimes you just live inspired, and that's much more powerful than your meditation. Because in meditation, when you sit, he has to come and grace you. But when you live life in spirit, inspired, you touch the spirit, and then it starts growing. And that's how expansion. And after seeing an inspirational life, see, Virat Kohli does not play to motivate you. Amitabh Bachchan does not do acting to motivate you. No legendary person. Now, Narendra Modi is not becoming a legendary prime minister of this country to motivate you and me. He's living an inspired life. We are getting motivated. If Virat Kohli is living an inspired life, we are getting motivated. Inspiration is inside out. Motivation is outside in. Action. True motivation is, as much as I'm saying fresh emotion, also I'm saying motivation is all about action. Showing the action. Should be seen in the action. Because when you see somebody else loving somebody else in action, then you realize that that's how we should be doing. Because most of you saw me doing everything in action, not talking. I'm not told we should do something like this for 1,000 days, then baat banti hai. Nah, I didn't say that to you. I showed it to you. And today we are sitting after completing 1,000 days. Oh, then the real becomes surreal. It looks 1,000 दिन कौन करता है यार? होता है, किया है. Now it looks real, looks surreal. When we started, it looked unreal. But motivation is an action. And so many of you at different times were in witness to the entire thing. Sometime it was suddenly raining and we are in the middle of 9 minutes motivation. I still remember sitting in Arco Valley on the railway track. Few of you witnessed that. And we started the whole thing, and suddenly train came and we just were not knowing train kya karna hai. And from there we lifted ourselves and run from the entire thing, and we continued. It was like that whole thing was short. I lived an inspired moment. In that inspiration, you got motivation. Like that, when I see so many of them living an inspired life, in your inspiration, I find my motivation. In my inspiration or my inspired life, you find motivation. To see one boy coming from a small village called Birur and start his small business here and expand into such a huge thing and doing it in thousands of crores. He did not do to motivate people. If you ask Sandeep Mehta, तो ये सब कुछ को मोटिवेट करने का मोटिवेट किया आई वांटेड टू ग्रो आई वांटेड टू फील आई वाज फीलिंग इंस्पायर्ड टू डू समथिंग बिग इन लाइफ एंड इन दैट इंस्पिरेशन वी फाउंड मोटिवेशन and that motivation came because we saw this in action. And I have this very beautiful advantage that I have seen so many of you in front of my eyes growing. And I can talk about this from everybody, from Nisha to Priyal to Kalyani to Rupal to Seema to सबसे लेके last middle से लेके विवेक तक शेषन तक अखिल somewhere. Only thing is, you did it in here and there. I choose to do it on a regular basis, on a daily basis. So an inspiration becomes a motivation. True motivation is to feel fresh emotion and then show it in action. That is true motivation. True motivation is to feel fresh emotion and same thing show in action. It should not look like a repetitive action of whatever you do. See, a fresh emotion can't have a repetitive action. A fresh emotion will have a fresh action. In fact, then all of us do fit spirit here. It's a fit spirit studio. We're having this entire life going on from here. So when we do fitness here, same music we play, same song we play. Because I am with a fresh emotion, the steps are new. You can't say that song, same step will come. No. That song today with my fresh emotion that will be shown to all of you in fresh action, a new action, same song, new steps, same song, new workout. In fact, just when we did just when this was fit spirit was just fitness, I remember one song we played the entire 1 hour. We played the same song in repeat mode, and we did different exercises, different workouts for the same song. And how many of us witness to that? So many of us. And say, एक ही गाना बजा रहा है, एक ही बजा रहा है. I think it was a new release, Afghan Jalebi. And it was the latest sensation. And for that one song, we played the entire 1 hour only with that. From where it comes. Every moment, can you refresh your emotion? Then even action becomes refreshed. I'm not saying it is easy, but I'm telling you it is not difficult also. I'm not saying it is easy, but I'm telling you it is not difficult also. अपना block है यार, how can I do it, commit it for lifetime? If there is a will, there is a way. Decide and you'll find a way. I have taken the decision. The idea of the whole thing about doing 1,000 days, 1,009 minutes motivation, and we'll continue this with something or other all the time. The idea is to tell the mind. You don't have to take 9 minutes motivation. You don't have to do that. The idea is not about motivation. The idea is here is the other part of motivation is this. Hold on to one thing which is positive, progressive, and good for you. Anything it can be. Like that, I have multiple things. For me, one thing is constant for every day is 9 minutes motivation at 9 a.m. Health, fitness, a constant. So when you hold on to one thing for a long period of time consistently, it gives your mind the strength. If I can do one thing so many days, months, years together, बाकी का भी मैं कर सकता है. Then that strength come from where? Because most of us, one problem is we start and stop, start and stop, start and stop. And that is actually in the context of all that is good, positive, and progressive. Deepak, from where you got this motivation? I got this motivation from people who have bad habits. Bad habits motivate me a lot. Because when I saw first person who picked up the glass of liquor, he didn't question, क्या मैं रोज पी पाऊंगा? क्या मैं रोज पी पाऊंगा? क्या रोज मुझे पैसा मिलेगा इसके लिए? क्या मैं इतना कमा पाऊंगा कि मैं रोज पी पाऊं? क्या मुझे रोज कंपनी मिलेगी दोस्तों की? Oh, he didn't have thought. He didn't have doubt. He didn't have hesitation. He picked up and he knew, जब तक है जान हाथ में होगा जाम. और ये बात नहीं है आम, क्योंकि सबके बस का नहीं है ये काम. वाह वाह, क्या बात है, क्या हाँ. I got this motivation from a smoker. When he picked the first fag, he didn't doubt, he didn't question, will I be able to smoke every day? Will I get the money for smoking every day? He had no doubt. He said, अभी शुरू कर दिया ना, कैसा भी, including it is dry day. Including dry day, including 2nd October, Gandhi Jayanti, the one who's a drunkard, he knows from where to find the liquor. He just knows it. And I find my motivation from those people who do bad in life. उनको क्या motivation है यार? And you pick up a good habit of, from today I will exercise. नहीं यार, मेरे से नहीं होगा यार. वो क्या है ना, एक्चुअली नेक्स्ट मंथ ना मेरे घर में शादी है. घर में शादी है, तेरी शादी नहीं है भाई. बट वी डाउट. फ्रॉम टुडे ऑनवर्ड्स आई विल स्टार्ट स्पीकिंग ट्रूथ. आज से झूठ बंद. कैसे पॉसिबल है यार? कभी कभी धंधे में तो झूठ बोलना ही पड़ता है, स्पेशली बिजनेस में. तो हाउ कैन आई अवॉइड? Start from, so when it comes to the context of good, positive and progressive, now we are so weak human being. कुछ अच्छा करने के लिए, कुछ प्रगतिशील करने के लिए हमारी बहुत फटती है. And I don't want that. So my motivation to do good, progressive, positive come from bad. No smoker, no drunkard, no drug addict has ever had this doubt. अगला पैग कहां से आएगा? In fact, they don't have any hesitation. We feel little inhibited sometimes. In fact, a smoker is smoking and he does not have a light. He will go and say, "Bhai, matches hai." And look at so many of us good people. We feel कैसे पूछूं मैं कोई अच्छी चीज के लिए. So I get my motivation to do good from bad. And I'm so thankful to bad people. I can't say bad people. I'm so thankful to people who have bad habits. So ये कर सकता है, अगर bad हो सकता है तो good भी हो सकता है ना यार. True motivation is whatever is in front of you, good or bad, should motivate you to do something good. That is called motivation. It is called true motivation. So when I see so many of my loved ones in my own fraternity, the way they push people to eat food, it's called manvar in our culture. ना यार, इतना इसमें convincing power है. इतना convincing power है कि मैं तेरा प्यार से गला घोटूंगा, तेरे को प्यार से मारूंगा, खिला खिला के मारूंगा, थोड़ा खा लो, एक और ले लो, हम तो देखे ही नहीं है. I feel from where all they get ideas, new ideas to feed people in the functions or the parties or in the marriages. If you don't eat with my hands, what will happen to my ego? What will people think about me? For my sake, you eat. For that sake, I mean, so many. I think what salesmanship it is. So people ask, how from where you get so many ideas to keep on pushing people to do something good? Bad people only, bad habits only. If you can, a stranger in the marriage, you can push the food into his throat till it comes back from the throat itself. इतना कन्विंसिंग पावर है तुम्हारे में. आई थिंक हम भी कर सकते हैं, हम भी कर सकते हैं. And that's true motivation. True motivation is to live every moment with fresh emotion and then show it to the whole world. Not to show to impress anybody, but to practice in the action. Then you know you're living a very inspired life. Inspiration becomes motivation. And when you are living inspiration, you are inspired. You are living in spirit. You are straight in touch with God. And that inspiration becomes to others motivation. So if I am sharing every morning 9 minutes motivation, is because there is so much inspiration around me which I am seeing. As much as all of you call me as inspiration, in my inspiration you find motivation. My motivation come from where? My motivation come from seeing the inspiration around me, sometimes through nature, sometimes through animals, sometimes through plants, sometimes through people, sometimes through anybody. The times when few people selling vegetables on the road have inspired me, or they did something very inspirational. In fact, look at it. No, I can just go on talking from where I found my motivation, from the inspiration that I see. Vegetable vendors also sell vegetables. Supermarkets also sell vegetables. You buy from a vegetable vendor on the thela or the cart or that next to the street on the footpath they sit. You ask for 1 kg of tomato, and even if tomatoes are so expensive than the gold right now, if the balance is showing perfectly balanced, a vegetable vendor sitting, that lady or that uncle or that old man, you tell me what he will do or she will do. He'll add one more this side for it to go on this side. Ah. And a supermarket 1,000.00 grams. It is measured, and you can take that box and then you can take that plastic and keep on the weighing scale, and it is exactly 1 kg. Tell me, what motivates you more, the vegetable vendor or supermarket? Vegetable vendor. And I find my motivation there because he's living an inspired life, because he knows he actually needs more money than the supermarket guy needs. But he's willing to give you more than what you're paying to him or her. That's inspiration. And I find my motivation there. And I see, on the other hand, people negotiating with the vegetable vendor for 10 rupees or 3 rupees or 5 rupees. And the same person in the evening goes to a restaurant or a cafe and give 100 rupee tip on a bill of 5,000 rupees. But 3 rupees you are negotiating. I think that's not fair. That's not how you should be. And even that wrong action of people or immature action of people also became an inspiration to me. Aisa nahi karna. And the simple gesture of that vegetable vendor told me, aisa karna chahiye. I find my motivation because there is so much of inspiration around me. From that inspiration, I find my motivation. And maybe from my inspiration that I live my life, so many of you find your motivation. And who knows? You have no idea how many of you in your inspiration would have been motivation to so many people in both the ways. I want to live like that, or I don't want to definitely not live like that person. It doesn't have to be only positive. Like I said in one of the motivation does not mean yes, you can. It also means you should not. To ye nahi karna. And I have to motivate you for not doing that. You are not going to do that. So as much as motivation is yes, I can, it's also you should not. As much as motivation is yes, I can, it also will tell you yes, no, I will not. I will not pick up that smoke. I will not pick up that bad habit. I will not pick up something is not going to be good to me. That also needs motivation. Like how we began the entire motivation, 9 minute motivation, when we launched the entire thing, it was people say motivation does not last for a lifetime. So does bathing. That is why it is recommended every day. Motivation does not last for long. So is with bathing. That is why it is recommended every day. In fact, it should be done nowadays thrice a day. The kind of traffic we live in, we need to do it thrice a day. Same thing with your mental, emotional motivation. We need it. Even if I shared in the beginning that 1008 will be completion of 9 minutes motivation, that ending is going to be a new beginning. I'll come with something because now for most of you, 9 minutes motivation become an set हो गया वो, casual हो गया. I'll change it. From now on, it will be from 3rd September. It will be soul salute. Soul salute for the day, and for at least few more days, few will come. कुछ नया है, वो भी कम से कम 9 minutes भी नहीं, उससे भी कम है. New thing, fresh emotion, fresh thought, fresh action, fresh presentation, everything. All of you excited, waiting. We are motivated to look forward for the entire. True motivation is to look forward in life. True motivation is to tell people something I'm coming up with. Keep watching, stay tuned, and that's how true motivation is. Like that, all of regional episodes tell now to be continued. Don't forget the next season. That is true motivation, and you should have that true motivation. कुछ तो मजा आने वाला है, कुछ तो मैं नया करने वाला हूं, मैं खुद ही को उल्लू बनाऊं. To make full episode, कुछ तो भी धांसू करने वाला, क्या कर वो मालूम नहीं है, लेकिन and that's how you keep looking for something, looking forward in life. Look forward for every moment in life, and don't forget the most brilliant opportunity that we have is what? Today. इससे बेटर, इससे बेहतर कोई मौका नहीं है, और सबसे बढ़िया और सबसे बड़ा मौका आज आज है. किसका इंतजार कर रहे हैं? वो आज आ गया है. One day I will do that. One day is today, and if you don't do it today, then it is gone. So I think true motivation is today. With the belief that we'll continue to grow together through live, online, offline. With that belief, yes, I can, you can, and we can. That belief that life will become more and more beautiful to all of us together through some kind of interaction on a daily basis, with the belief that future holds the most amazing life to unfold to all of us, with the belief the days to come will be the biggest days of our life and the bestest days of life. Let's start this wonderful, wonderful future together. Here we go. Believe I can. I believe. I believe I can. So guys, go, get set, and go.